Hey, what's going on, guys? So today we're talking about some Walmart knives. So these are the Swisstech knives from Walmart. They have a bunch of different offerings. Besides what you see here, I also have the fixed blade, which I really enjoyed. Did a lot of testing with that. I thought that was amazing for the price. They also have a tiny little like Victorinox classic type, style knife. That I haven't used too much yet, so I'm going to hold that off, to the future. The multi-tool, unfortunately, I had a problem with, so I'll have a separate video on that. But these knives, I wanted to kind of group together and just talk about them as a whole. I really love these three knives. I'm not so fond of this one, and that's really just the design. It's just not for me, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But these three specifically, this one is the same knife. These are both the Gerundits, and excuse me if I'm mispronouncing any of these words, but the Gerundits, there's two different versions of them. We have the carbon fiber, insert, and then we have these, the two-tone handle, the kind of olive green and the dark gray or black. Super cool, but it's the same knife, just two different versions of it. Then we have the Wordig, all right? And the Wordig has a canvas micarta handle, completely different style. These are all very reasonably priced. The Gerundits are $29.97 as of the filming of this video anyway, all right, in 2024. As well as the Wordig is also $29.97. This little guy here is the Stamig, I think, and these are a little cheaper at $24.97. What's interesting is that I have the original. These when these first came out is when I got these, and now I notice they have a carbon fiber version, and it's the same price, and it's genuine carbon fiber slab on the front. I'm not sure, if there's any differences other than the carbon fiber, but this is the one I've been using. So if you happen to watch this video and you head to your local Walmart and they don't have this, they have a carbon fiber one, that's why. They just have a new version since I got these. So let's start with the Gerundits, all right? Again, same knife, two different versions of it. All four of these knives have a ceramic ball bearing system, which is fantastic. These are very smooth, right? These are flippers. The little flipper tab on the back works totally fine. It's completely smooth. There's no jimping at all, which I know some people like. I really don't care. It's good when it's functional. It's not when it's not. But this happens to be smooth, but I don't really have an issue with it, like, slipping. Since I've had these knives, any of them, I've never had like the problem where I'm like, oh no, I can't, grip it. It's fine. Little tiny nub, all right, just push in and down, and there you go. Flips out, locks open. All four of these are rocking or sporting an AUS 8 blade. For the price tag, a $30 or less knife, AUS 8 is completely fine. These are heat treated properly. They hold a decent edge. It's what you expect from AUS 8 if you have experience with it, all right? It's nothing to brag about, but it works. It works fine. But yeah, the takeaway really is that they're super smooth. They're built really well for the price tag, right? They have the little touch of red. That's like a company type thing, a Swisstech thing. You notice they all have a little touch of red somewhere in there. It's kind of cool. It stands out a little bit. I mean, you like it or you don't. I do like the carbon fiber on these. These handles are just a straight little tube. That's it. It's a little cigar-shaped handle. All right. These are liner locks. The lockup is perfect. There's no play at all. All right. So, again, $30 knife. You would hope that you have no play or any kind of problems with the lock, but sometimes you do. It's hit and miss. But with the examples that I have here, none of these have any locking issues at all. Pocket clip works very well. It is a deep concealed clip. And again, that little touch of red is our spacer at the ends. And it has a spot for a lanyard. All right, so if you want to add a lanyard to this, you certainly can. It's a free-flowing design here, all right? So this does not capture lots of lint and, pocket dust and dirt and stuff like that. It flows through. It's very easy, especially if it gets wet or something. It's just nice. It doesn't get trapped in there. Super simple. Again, two different flavors of the same knife. When carrying and using these, I really like them, but I did find that they're slippery. Aluminum handles, they're rounded. They're very rounded. Because there's no like, deep choils or there's no jimping on these at all. And it's funny because I've never been like the guy that has to have jimping. It would do a lot for this knife. If you had a little jimping on the spine of the blade, it would just keep your hand from kind of slipping around. I didn't purposely use these wet, or out in the snow or anything like that in the wintertime or in the middle of summer, where I'm sweating a lot. If I were, I would notice it even more. So it goes to say something with dry, clean hands and no gloves. The fact that I feel it's slippery, that's saying something. So if you want to take this out again, you're in the winter and your hands are wet from the snow, you're in a raining situation, if you're using this in a hunting scenario and you have blood and guts in your hand or whatever, middle of summer, you're sweating. Maybe you play some basketball or something and you got this little knife in your pocket and you go take it out to use something, your hands are just, you know, really sweaty and wet, you might find that this is a little bit slippery. It's not the end of the world. It's not going to go flying out of your hands, you know, like it's all greased up or anything, but it is a little slick, all right? Compared to this guy. So even though I love these, and this is a different thing I'll talk about in just a second, but the Wordig I found is nothing but grip. It's awesome. Even though there's no jipping here, and we have a thumb disc, all right, compared to just the flipper, all right, on the Grundits. This one, the Canvas Micarta, we have a finger choil as well, but this just, it has texture. It has a lot of great texture. I love this knife. If I had to choose between the two, I would pick this one, but for the price, get both. You know what I mean? Now, this is where it comes down to. This, to me, is very much like, you know, the outdoorsy type option. You know, you're taking a little hike in the woods, you need a little folder. You should have a fixed blade anyway. But, I don't know, the rugged, everyday type knife, this, to me, it's when you class it up a little bit, especially this carbon fiber one. So, to me, this is more of a gentleman's knife than this guy. This is utilitarian. This is the one you take to the wedding. You know what I mean? I mean, that kind of thing. So that's why I prefer that for those scenarios. But day to day, it just, with that extra grip, it makes a difference. The thumb disc is kind of cool too, in addition. So if you don't want to flip it out, you have the option of slowly opening it with the disc. All right, and again, the pop of red, kind of cool. The red and green and gray all go together, you know, totally fine. So yeah, I mean, either way, you can't go wrong. But again, just a little slick, a little slippery, but the advantage is a little more of a gentleman's, classier type looking knife. And then lastly, of course, the Stamig. Now the Stamig, to me, you can't really flick this out fast. You know what I mean? It's just one of those things I tried, I practiced. I like flicking my knives out. And it's just not easy with this guy. It's oddly shaped, you know, it's flat and wide. I do like the big pocket clip because this can double as a money clip. If you want to just stick some bills, you can totally do that. These type knives, these short, fat, wide knives, those are really where those shine. You're a minimalist wallet kind of guy, ditch the whole thing. Why not have your knife be your wallet? You know, one debit card, one credit card, stack of some bills under that big fat clip, in the pocket, you're good to go, right? But yeah, I mean, it's funky, it's kind of weird. It cuts fine, totally fine with the AUS 8. Again, similar experience with those, except this is obviously a shorter, stubbier blade. But to me, it just was uncomfortable. Like the back end here just dug into my palm. No matter how I'm holding it, it's just not very comfortable overall. So if you're using your knife day in and day out, this is probably not, you know, recommended by myself. But, you know, like I said, as a money clip knife, as a backup to a backup, that's fine. If you're never really using it, if its main purpose is a money clip, and you have like a main folder or something, this is nice to just have just in the pocket. And if you need an extra blade, there it is. That's where this one would come in. And it's slightly cheaper, you know, but it's made just as well. It's just not as good of a design, in my opinion. Unless, again, you're going for that whole money clip deal. But yeah, I mean, I'm totally approved on all of these. Again, Jeff, which is the one you need the most? Well, this one. This is the most functional in that it's comfortable, works well. It's the same price as these. These are just classier. These are cool. I like the look of this the most, but I like the feel of this the most. And performance, I mean, the blades are almost identical. All right, so it's not gonna make a difference there. So anyway, if you guys happen to have used the Swisstech knives, the folders specifically, let me know your opinions down below, but big thumbs up. For 30 bucks, fantastic. I love them. And they're available at Walmart. That's what makes them so easily accessible to everyone. At least if your Walmart has a knife section. Anyway, let me know your comments down below, especially if you carry and use these guys. Hope you have a wonderful day, and I'll see you tomorrow with a brand new video. Take care.